Okay. Where were we? We started with actus reus. I told you what actus reus exactly means. I told you the word actus means the consequence of an act. And then I told you that, see, the word reus is a singular word. So, reus means forbidden by law, and it is a singular term. Fine. So, it's a singular term. So, I had told you that, see, that is one difference between actus reus and mens rea. That mens rea is actually a plural term, and actus reus is a singular term. The mens rea is a common noun, general common noun. So you can have generally you can have more. You can have more actus. You can have one actus reus. You will have one actus reus in one offense, but you will have multiple mens rea in one offense for that matter. Now, what is actus reus? It will vary from section to section. So actus reus is the consequences, but it will vary from section to section that I told you. For instance, in a case of assault, pointing at someone or aiming a pistol. In the case of assault, aiming a pistol itself is a mens rea, while the same act is a mere conduct for the purpose of murder. So for the purpose of murder, death is the actus reus. So the term actus reus is a subjective concept, and it will vary. It means consequence of an act, and it will vary from from section to section. Now, see this. How did we come to this conclusion that actus actually means consequence of an act? You guys must have referred a lot of books. In every book, they would have said act and omission blankly. In certain books, they would have smartly used the term guilty act, which are good ones, because actually guilty act is itself is the consequence. Fine. An act which is guilty is the consequence. So they tried to play it safe. But the person who first used the word actus reus meant it consequence. Now that person who first used the word actus reus was Professor Kenny. He said, what is actus reus? He said that actus reus is a consequence of an act punishable by law. Okay, he said that it's a consequence of an act. And obviously, not only Professor Kenny, a lot of people after this, it was Glanville Williams. किसी को पता है Glanville Williams? Anyone knows who Glanville Williams is? नहीं?
So वो
Glanville Williams. Yes, Anusha.
Sir, he was a jurist. उनका नाम हमारी ड्राफ्टिंग क्लास में बहुत ज़्यादा किया जाता है उनके बुक के लिए.
हाँ, correct. Glanville Williams. Glanville Williams का एक book है. It's a red color book. If you are from Mumbai University, anyone is from Mumbai University, yeah, learning the law. Absolutely. Red color book, learning the law. So that book is very famous. It's a small book and it contains everything as an interpretation of law, certain concepts of mens rea and actus reus also. Briefly, if anyone is, say, if any of your younger brothers are looking forward to do law, tell them to read learning the law. And if they can understand and they can enjoy learning the law, then they are made for law. It's a beautiful book. It's short and sweet. So even Glanville Williams was the second person. Glanville Williams is the second person who actually supported Professor Kenny. He said that it is a consequence of an act, and ultimately, that is how IPC perceives it. That is how IPC has perceived it all accordingly. The term actus reus, IPC, by using the word a thing, has clearly said that it is a consequence, not any act or omission. So they wanted to. The basic idea was they wanted to differentiate between both the concepts. They wanted to have a differentiate. They wanted to have a differentiation between both the concepts, because had they used act and omission, it would have been too broad. Fine. Now, एक छोटी सी चीज जो हमने कल डिस्कस की थी, we'll write it today. Yes, Mariam, what are you not able to follow?
So you were saying something about an author, so I was unable to follow.
The author is Glanville Williams. So I said that if you want to, if any of your younger brothers wants to do law, or younger brothers or younger friend wants to do law, tell them to read the book, Learning the Law.
So, sir, I want to know, so from where does this author came? So I was unable to follow whatever you're saying.
I said that the word consequence, how did we come to this conclusion that actus reus means consequence of an act? I said that the first person who coined the term actus reus, who not only coined first person to use the word actus reus was Professor Kenny. And when he defined the term actus reus, he said that it is consequence of an act. Okay? And this Professor Kenny was followed by Glanville Williams. ठीक है, इतना ही तो मैंने बोला.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sorry.
Concentration बढ़ाओ, ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. जज बनना है, वकील कुछ बोल दिया, आप बैठे हो कि आई एम नॉट एबल टू फॉलो. उसका क्लाइंट खड़ा है बेचारा, वो बोल रहा है कि जज साहिबा फॉलो नहीं कर पा रहे, मैं क्या करूं. कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ाओ, बहुत जरूरी है. चलो, let us I have to dictate something, right? Yeah, I wanted to dictate that how the concept of actus reus is subjective in nature, how it differs from section to section. So you guys will have to write this. See, the concept of actus reus. The concept of actus reus is a subjective concept. Fine, the concept of actus reus is a subjective concept. ठीक है? And it varies from section to section. ठीक है? It depends upon section. It depends upon section under which charge has been framed, framed as to what will be the actus reus for that offense. For that offense. ठीक है? Now what may be this, I told you yesterday, what may be an actus reus for a smaller offense. What may be an actus reus for a smaller offense may become a mere conduct. For a bigger offense. ठीक है? जो छोटे offense के लिए actus reus है, that may become a mere conduct for the bigger offense. Now, for this, should I raise it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, for instance, aiming a pistol upon someone is an actus reus. For assault. ठीक है? Is an actus reus for assault. अब assault का ये aiming actus reus हो गया. But for murder, aiming and even shooting become only a conduct. Whereas actus reus is the causation of death. ठीक है? Now, yes, Yash.
Sir, firstly, please tell what you have just said after the but for a murder, aiming and shooting is a mere conduct, and after that.
Whereas actus reus is the causation of death.
Okay, sir. Sir, and the second thing is, can sir please you give an example other than an assault?
Yeah, there are a lot of examples. Wait. Go to 230. Now this was asked by Puvitha, I suppose. Puvitha, you were the one who questioned on counterfeiting, right? Who was the one who commented about counterfeiting during that time? Okay. Now go to 230. Are you on 230?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
See now, 230 means counterfeiting or knowingly performs any act of counterfeiting. Okay. So 230 provides for counterfeiting of coins.
231 or 230?
232, I am talking about Indian coins. Say 231, fine, 231 for the sake of example. 231 counterfeiting coin. Okay. So it says that whoever, here the actus reus is counterfeiting. Okay. Here the actus reus is counterfeiting. Fine. Now on 233, read 233. Now this counterfeiting is the larger offense. What you are doing, you are actually counterfeiting. You are using false coins for the purpose of exchange. Okay, you are counterfeiting coins. Now 233, you are making coins, making or selling coins. You are making or selling instruments for coins. Sorry, it's a preparatory act for counterfeiting. यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो, वहां पर आपने counterfeit किया coin, and here you are only making or selling the instruments for counterfeiting. Fine. Here the actus reus is making or making or selling instruments of counterfeiting. Fine. Here the actus reus is counterfeiting. Now making or selling instruments for the purpose of counterfeiting is only a conduct. It won't create a liability under 231. It is only a conduct. Fine. So this is a bigger offense, and this is a smaller offense. So an actus reus of the smaller offense is actually a conduct for the bigger offense. Fine. Same can go on for attempt. Say if A tried to kill B. A tried to kill B, but B somehow saves himself. He moves aside and he somehow saves himself. Now here what had happened? Here A tried to kill B, but B got himself saved. So here the actus reus of murder is not fulfilled. So this act of A is only a conduct. But this conduct is an actus reus for attempt, which is punishable under 307. Fine. So now bigger offense, and this is smaller offense.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. अब एक बार 120A पर आ जाओ. Now see, there are certain crimes which are peculiar in nature. Can conduct and actus reus overlap in smaller offenses? For example, what is the conduct for assault? What is the conduct for assault and for assault section 233? Don't get into it. एक बार ये यहाँ पर ध्यान दो. Don't get into it. Unnecessary complication होगा. Go to 120A. Are you guys on 120A?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
A पढ़ के बताओ कि ये आकाश डाउट पहले मेरा सवाल दो. 120A पढ़ के बताओ कि what do you think here is the actus reus? When two or more person agree to do or cause to do an act, an illegal act, or cause to be done, an illegal act, an act which is not illegal by illegal means, such agreement is designated as a criminal conspiracy. What is actus reus? Yes, Chetan.
Sir, the conduct of agreeing to do such an act is actus reus.
Okay. ठीक है. Yes, Ishita.
Same. Agree to do.
Okay. Yes, Shashank. ठीक है. Anyone has a different opinion? Anyone has a different opinion? Yes, Farah.
Agreement.
Agreement, same. Fine. So the answer is the actus reus here is agreement. Agreement itself is an actus reus here. Agreement itself is the main consequence for the offense of conspiracy. If I had to say that how an offense of conspiracy is committed, it is committed when two persons agree to commit an act. So agreement itself is the consequence. Now, see, now we have seen all actus reus wherein there is only one consequence. Fine, but there are certain actus reuses. There are certain offenses wherein there is more than one consequence. Now, for instance, go to 425. Are you guys in 425? Which is mischief.
Yes, sir.
Take. Now, according to you in this, what is the actus reus? In fact, how many actus reuses are? Can you find out? When act is done, Tabassum, regarding what? The agreement. Tabassum, regarding conspiracy.
So two, intent to cause and likely to cause.
What intent to cause and likely? That is actus reus.
Yes, sir.
हाथ उठाओ. It will get haywire. Knowing and content. Knowing and intent.
No, sir.
No. Ramin says. Someone else says. Anukriti, you are not audible. Anukriti, you are not audible. Type it.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Your voice is breaking. It's Anukriti, right? Okay. Yes, Harsimran.
Sir, wrongful loss or damage to the public or to any person. The first actus reus. The second would be causes the destruction of any property or any such change in the property. I think that like most of the part of this section is actus reus. And then in the situation there destroys or diminishes its value or utility or affects it injuriously. So sir, all of that seems to me as an actus.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, Ishita.
The same answer.
ठीक है. See, intent to cause, एक लोग लिख रहे हैं intent to cause. ठीक है, ये आपका जो intent to cause है ना, ये आपका भ्रम थोड़ी देर में टूट जाएगा. Intention is not actus reus. Actus reus is the consequence, na? When you intend to do something, you haven't yet caused the consequences. You are intending, na? सोच रहे हो करने का. ठीक है, तो अब आ जाओ. Yes, Hitashi.
Sir, I think it's the causing of the wrongful loss or damage, and the rest of the things that are following are just a mode of causing damage and loss.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, Nigda. Yes, Nigda. Not audible. Yes, Nigda. Oh, same problem. Wait. Now see, can you? No? Chuck, write it down. Otherwise it will be... yes, Raman. Yes, Raman.
Causing destruction of property, change of property, and diminishing its utility, and the injurious effect that has been caused to the property.
Okay.
Those are the consequences.
Absolutely. So wait, I'll break it down. Yes, Kiran, you would like to add?
Affecting its original state by any act. If it gets affected from its original state, then that could form an actus reus for this section.
What do you want to say that changing the property?
Means if the property is in one of the state, and if you are changing and make a hole into it, or affecting its original state,
okay, fair enough.
Affecting it in any way.
Fair enough. Yes, Sejal.
So I think that the line which says wrongful loss or damage to the public or to any person should not be included in actus reus, because if you look at the grammar of the sentence, then you'll see there's written that causes the destruction of any property. After causes, the actus reus starts. Before that, it's part of the mens rea.
Yeah, see, I'll tell you what is mens rea. I'll tell you. When we reach mens rea, at that time it will be better if I deal with this situation. But here there are 5 actus reuses. There are 5 consequences as a whole. I'll tell you the first consequence. The first consequence is, yes, Nigda.
So that is what I was going to say. कि I found एक तो wrongful loss है, damage to public or any other person, फिर causes destruction to any property or change in property or situation, फिर आ गया destroys or diminishing the value of the property, and ultimately comes mischief.
Absolutely. So, mischief तो यही है ना, mischief तो definition ही है. So first is
injuriously.
Yeah. So first is wrongful loss and damage to public. Now this anyways we'll do in greater detail when we reach mischief. But इतना याद रखो कि there are 5 actus reuses or 5 consequences in this act. The first is the wrongful loss or damage to public. So you are causing. So see, if you see the word with the intention to cause. So with the intention is obviously the element of mens rea. So with the intention to cause or knowing it that he is likely to cause. So intention and knowledge are 2 mens rea, and then the thing is happening to cause wrongful loss. So wrongful loss or damage to public, and then comes destroy any property, destruction of the property. The second part is causes destruction to property. Okay? And the third is changes any property. Change in property. Third is change in property. And the fourth element is diminish its value. Diminish or destroy its value. So fourth is diminish or destroy its value. So this is diminish its value. And the fifth is affect it injuriously. So these are 5 mens reas. 5 what do you call? 5 actus reuses in which mischief is committed. So mischief can be done by wrongful loss or wrongful damage to public property. This is one element of to public or any person. Wrongful loss or wrongful damage to property होगा ये. ठीक है. And second is by destruction of property, by changing the property, by diminishing the property, by affecting it injuriously. So these are the 5 elements in which these are the 5 consequences of mischief. Now there is this one interesting question that was asked to me during when we were studying section 40. Okay? So section 40, when we were studying, I guess Shivam had asked me what is the consequence in abatement. If that is the case, what is the consequence in the cases of abatement? So see, abatement. What is abatement? Firstly, let's see. For example, there is this fellow A. What is he doing? He is instigating. He instigates B and he says that, yaar, B, you have to kill C. Now, B is instigated and B is motivated with this instigation. He is provoking him day and day. You will have to kill C, otherwise life will go hell. Say C is B's boss. C is B's boss and C is giving him a lot of work every day unnecessarily, is not letting him do his thing. C wants to read more, he wants to read books, he wants to accumulate knowledge, and B wants to read more, B wants to accumulate knowledge, and C is not letting him do that. So A, who is the co-worker, what does he do? He says that you will have to kill C, otherwise you won't exceed in life. He starts provoking him. He starts provoking him in such a manner that ultimately B gets very excited and he is provoked by this instigation and he kills C. Now this is an act of abatement. Now here what is the consequence? Here the consequence is death of C. Causation of death of C. So see, there can be a situation wherein say A instigates but B chooses not to take action. B somehow what happens? One fine day, there can be. This is the first situation. In the first situation, B kills C. Kills C, and in the second situation, what happens? B thinks that why to take matters in my own hand? I'll just switch the job. I will find something new and something better. And he decides not to kill C, but A has still instigated him. A has still committed the offense of abetment. He has still abetted him to kill C. Though B did not kill C. But you cannot deny the abetment of A. So, in both the cases, A has done criminal act. But in both the cases, the liability of A will differ. Say if A abets B and B in return kills C, then in such cases A will be liable under section 109. एक बार 109 खोलो. Are you guys on property, Jatin property? Are you guys on 109? Yes, Bhavna.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Sorry for interruption, sir. Can you please make me the co-host?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
You are the co-host. Fine.
Yeah, sir.
ठीक है. Refer 109. Are you guys on 109?
Yes, sir.
तो आप लोग तो आ गए, मैं ही नहीं हूँ. रुको 2 सेकेंड. So the 109, what does it say? It says that, see, now if the actual act is committed, for example, A abetted B and B as a result kills C. In that case, 109 says that A will be liable as if A will be liable as B itself. So suppose B is liable for 302. So A will be liable for the same punishment. ठीक है, इसका punishment भी same होगा. ठीक है, here the crime is actually committed, ना? Instigated and B killed C. So B will also be liable for murder. Even A will get the same punishment. Even A will be punished for the same offense. Now here, what is the consequence? Anyone?
So the offense of murder.
Sir, for A, the consequence would be the abetment, sir.
Fine. For the purpose of 109, I'm not talking about A. For the purpose of 109 to kick in, what will be the consequence?
The causation of death.
Absolutely. The consequence here will be causation of death. If you are going to charge A under 109, 109 says that if in consequence of abetment, अभी आप एक बार पढ़ो, whoever abets an offense shall, if the act abetted is committed in consequence of abet. So abetment here is successful. So the act in consequence is committed. So this act in consequence is the actus reus. Fine. ये जो है ना C का death, that is the actus reus. So for the purpose of 109, the abetted act is consequence. ठीक है, जिसका abetment हो रहा है. For example, in this case, the death of C is consequence. ठीक है, but there can be a situation, the second situation, which is provided, that is highlighted in 115. Now the second situation is, for example, A instigates B. But B as a result does not kill C. Fine. B as a result does not kill C. Now that situation is highlighted in 150. Now what will be the actus reus for 150? Anyone? Yes, Nigda.
So the instigation.
ठीक है. Yes, sir, Simran.
Abetting the commission of that offense.
ठीक है. So for the purpose of 115, एक बार 115 पे आ जाओ. Are you guys on 115?
Yes.
ठीक है. So for the purpose of 115, what does 115 say? The abatement of an offense punishable with death or imprisonment if the offense is not committed. So here the offense is not committed. So here the actus reus will be instigation or the abatement. So that will be the actus reus. So in both cases, if you see, in both cases of abatement, the actus reus, even in the cases of abatement, the actus reus has changed. So if the consequence is committed, because now why the actus reus is changed? Because both the offenses are different. Just because we are putting it under the garb of abatement does not mean that all the offenses of abatement are same. दोनों abatement के offense are actually different. See, 109, a separate charge is framed for 109. A separate charge is framed for 115. So in both the cases, the actus reus is different. In one case, what is happening? The consequence, the abated act is actually committed. The abated act is committed. So here, what is happening? Here, what is the actus reus? Here, the actus reus is the commission of that act. Okay? And here the actus reus is instigation or abatement. Okay? अब see, अब ये जो है, this is a smaller offense. If you see the punishment, you are punished slightly lesser. And here, this is a bigger offense. So what is happening? A thing that is an actus reus for a smaller offense is a conduct for the bigger offense. ठीक है? अब clear है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Harsimran.
Yes.
Yeah.
बेसिकली जो पर्सन ये एक्ट कर रहा है उसका एक्ट तो सेम ही है. ही इज इंस्टिगेटिंग इन बोथ द केसेस, राइट? उनका एक्ट तो चेंज नहीं हो रहा है.
हाँ, चेंज एक्ट नहीं,
वो तो अपनी तरफ से बेस्ट तरीके से इंस्टिगेट कर रहा है.
हाँ, उनका एक्ट चेंज नहीं हो रहा, बस वो चार्ज अलग ऑफेंस के लिए होगा दोनों केस में. तो हमें उस ऑफेंस के परव्यू से एक्टस रियस देखना पड़ेगा.
ओके सर,
ठीक है.
थैंक यू.
यस अशिता.
Sir, in this example, if B gets abated and he attempts to kill, he almost kills C, but he does not die in consequence. Then what is the liability of A?
That we will do in abatement in greater detail. The liability of the day A will be under other sections, but I'll tell you जब वहाँ पहुँचेंगे तो क्या होगा. Fine. वैसे 109 के लिए चार्ज करोगे, you will charge him for 109 only, but there are different facets to it. We'll see. When we get there, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. ठीक है? Yes, Sarthak.
Sir, can you give some thumb rule or can you tell about what words to see for segregating the actus reus when we are reading a particular section?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yes, Mansavi.
So the same question.
ठीक है. Pick up any section, which is your favorite section. Yes, Shivam.
Sir, how is an agreement in case of criminal conspiracy is actus reus, sir, when the act is yet to be done?
Yeah, because what happens, the agreement itself is punishable. No? Whenever we are looking forward for the offense, so whenever an agreement itself is committed, that itself is punishable in the cases of conspiracy. This you will understand when we reach when we reach 120A.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Fine. Now see, first you will have to see the main consequence that is being done in the offense. Now main consequences for, let us open 378. Are you guys on 378?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Sir, this also explains what you previously said, that it's for consequences of an act that is punishable. Yes. Are you on 378? Wait.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So what is 378? It is theft, right? Now see, 378 is the most confusing section in terms of actus reus. Many people get confused. Now when we do, I don't want to get into details of all these sections because we will be dealing with section in the course of events. And अभी अगर मैं spill कर दूं beans तो आपको dopamine नहीं आएगा. You won't enjoy the sections when I reach there because I have a lot of new things to say. So इसलिए मैं gist बताता हूँ. So now 378 is a section wherein there is a lot of fuss. Why it is a fuss, I'll tell you. It starts with whoever intending to take dishonestly. Okay, so now when it starts with whoever intending to take dishonestly. So this term intending to take, मैं intend करूंगा dishonestly लेने की. I will intend to take dishonestly. Now this is an intention, right? This collectively is an intention. So you will have to exclude this. So this cannot be a actus reus. So whoever intending to take any movable property out of possession. So now this is in cumulation, intending to take dishonestly any movable property out of any person without that person's consent. Fine. Moves that property. Moves that property. Now the the main consequence that is resultant, that is moving, moves that property in order to take it. So why is moving? For the purpose of taking. So here what is happening here, taking is not the consequence. Here rather moving is the consequence. Because the the section makes it clear that he is moving for the purpose in order to take it. He has not yet taken the property. Obviously the intention is to take, but the actus reus is moving. Fine?
Yes.
Yes. We will understand actually because it's a subjective concept, it differs from case to case. That is the reason when we'll read all the sections, you will be more clearer. And in fact, when we complete it, you will be more sound. Okay? Yeah, moves is the actus reus. चलो, yes Sarthak.
सर एक बार सर 383 या फिर सर इसके अटेम्प्ट के अंदर सर हम सर यूटिलाइज कर सकते सर.
Yeah, 383 कर सकते. 383 we can do it actually. 383 में तुम बताओ, एक बार रीड करो. Are you on 383?
Yes sir.
एक बार सोच के बताना, don't do it randomly. बोलो.
Whoever intentionally puts any person in fear of any injury to that person or to any other person and thereby dishonestly induces the person so put in fear to deliver to any person any property or valuable security or anything signed or sealed which may be converted into valuable security commits extortion.
What is the final act?
Sir, delivery.
Absolutely. Delivery is the final act. So that is the reason it is extortion. Ab delivery, obviously, mere delivery will not be an act of extortion. It has to be coupled with the mens rea of intentionally putting that person in fear. Okay. Now read 385. Are you on 385?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But the condition of consent remains and changes the actus reus. Yeah. Condition of if there is consent. So the act you're talking about theft, right? Yeah. So if there is consent, then the actus reus is not there, ना? मतलब actus reus तो हुआ ही नहीं moving का. ठीक है. अब 385. Are you guys on 385?
Yes sir.
सार्थक एक और बार पढ़ो.
Yes, sir.
Read whoever
in order to the committing of extortion puts any person in fear or attempts to put any person in fear of any injury shall be punished with imprisonment of either
What is the final act? What is the final act?
Sir, puts any person in fear or attempts to put any person in fear.
अब जो यहाँ का actus reus है वो वहाँ का क्या था?
Sir, it was a mere ingredient, a medium.
हाँ, and also a conduct बोल सकते हो. ठीक है, अब क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, हर ऑफेंस में you'll have to see this. You'll have to, if you closely read the section, you will understand, because in most section there are a lot of acts, so you will have to see which is the final act after which actually the offense has been done. That consequence itself is an offense. Yes sir, Simran.
सर आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड ऑल ऑफ दी सेक्शंस, बट ये एक्सटॉर्शन वाला नहीं समझ में आया। इसके अंदर सर आई थिंक कि इसमें कई सारे एक्टर्स रियस आ रहे हैं। फर्स्टली पुटिंग अ पर्सन इन फियर ऑफ एन इंजरी,
एक ही एक्टर्स रियस है। कंडक्ट इज पुटिंग द पर्सन इन फियर। जैसे आप किसी को मारते हो तो क्या होता है, आप बंदूक दिखा रहे हो, तो ये पुटिंग द फियर इज अ कंडक्ट। जरूरी है एक्सटॉर्शन करने के लिए, but it is not the actus reus. It is not the actus reus. The actus reus, the consequence is delivery. Actus reus is
dishonestly inducing that
the final act is, see, dishonestly inducing is also dishonestly to pehla, the word dishonestly itself, what does it say? It's mens rea. Inducement, mere inducement will not make actus reus unless there is delivery. So actus reus is delivery, the final act.
Fine sir, thank you.
ठीक है, yes Riddhi.
So why moving is the actus reus and not taking, whereas because taking is the final act, after that only theft would be committed?
Yeah, that is the normal logic that people say, but the section is designed in such a fashion, it says that you are moving in order to taking, so you haven't taken it. Fine, so the section makes moving the consequence.
So if after moving the property is not taken, will the theft be committed?
Yes, it will be committed. For example, you say you are sitting with सबसे ऊपर नाम आ रहा है आकाश का ही. Akash, I'll give you an example on your name, don't mind ना. So for example, you are sitting near Akash. Fine, and Akash has a pen here, and what do? You pick up his pen and you take it. You want to, you have this intention of taking it. You move the pen in order to take, but then you realize that, oh, Akash is a good friend. Why do I need to steal from him? So you keep it there itself. But since you have moved, you have committed theft.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this we will study when we reach 378. Things will get interesting. Yes, Akash.
Sir, so we can say Raman is right by saying that it's a bridge. Conduct is a bridge between mens rea and actus reus.
Yeah, he's right.
Okay.
Even if I move a cup from a place B and don't take it, it will still be a theft. Absolutely. Jatin. Yes, Mani. The thing is that you have to move out of his possession. Now, the possession. Now you will have to see you will have to understand the definition of possession for that. So वो आगे देखते हैं कि क्या exactly है. Yes, Manisha.
Sir, so the example you gave yesterday or day before yesterday about the wife was asking 5 lakh rupees by sitting on a slender, so she will be liable under section 385 as the delivery was not done.
Yeah, as the delivery. But in the second example, I said, I gave her 5 lakhs.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Because I don't want to see her die, obviously. And guys, कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं कि S क्या ऐसा सच्ची में करेगी? नहीं, S नहीं करेगी. S is a good person. Yes, Anukriti.
Sir, you were telling some rule like for distinguishing the actus reus as the final consequence. Like sir, in extortion, sir, there is a line of the bare reading, sir, we can conclude that there are many actus reus. But sir, here like you told like only the only delivery of the property.
Yeah, you cannot say that there are many actus reus. In extortion, there are many acts, but the actus reus is only delivery. Say if delivery is not done, see, actus reus is something, an easy guru mantra to remember. Actus reus is something very mandatory to the section. Say if this actus reus is not present, the offense is unthinkable. So unless there is no delivery, the offense is unthinkable. Okay? So the delivery is the final act. This fear and all, everything is doing it to deliver the property. Fine. The other fear of injury, ये सब acts हो गए. The final is delivery. Yes, Vipul.
So in 385, basically the actus reus is the final act.
Yeah.
So like in 385, fear comes before the extortion, right? So the extortion is only the final act, no, sir? Like then why is the fear treated as the actus reus here?
Because see, in 385, we are not talking about extortion anymore. Here the extortion is not committed. When we are talking about 385, here in 385 we are talking about threat to extortion. Here the extortion is not, the section does not punish extortion. The section is punishing threat to extortion. So here the final act will be threat to extortion. Fine. So for the purpose of this section, it will be threat to extortion.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Yes, Abhi.
Sir, am I audible?
You are audible.
Sir, this is like fear of injury in what interpretation means? Is it the circumstance which needs to be seen because another person, even without intent, can put someone with the fear of causing injury?
Injury has been defined, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, that 3 factors I remember. But I cannot understand means it appears to be more in nature of tortious rather than criminal.
It's both. It can be tortious also. It can be a civil action also, and that is the reason injury has been defined. So that according to that definition.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है. ठीक है. Yes, Vaishali.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, in the last class you told कि actus reus is singular, but sir, in mischief you told actus reus is plural. So these are contradictory to each other.
But also I used the statement generally. I said in generally, not in all cases. Generally, it is actus reus. Actus reus is singular.
Okay,
but in
sir,
some
that
cases,
means, okay, sir.
that means when I was saying this, you were somewhere else.
No, sir, I was listening.
ठीक है. Fine. चलो. Let's proceed. Let's now read mens rea. What exactly is mens rea? आपका next lecture है, guys?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
CPC. Yes, sir, CPC.
Ayushi says that sir in exams question like it does come. Actus reus इसका बहुत आता है. DJS का top favorite question is 378. What is the actus reus of 378? They give you both. They give you taking, they give you moving. Find the actus reus. Most people, and in fact, practicing lawyers tick on taking. And they do not consider moving. While the actus reus is moving. Fine. Yeah, CPC is for older batch. We will have to close it because I guess she will be waiting. ठीक है ना? So we'll continue tomorrow. We'll take tomorrow also. It's CPC is second, right?
Yes, sir. 9 to 10.
Okay, the day after tomorrow we can go at full length actually. Fine. Yes, Raman.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, actually, RJS is just around the corner. So, any tips you want to give to all those who are preparing IPC for RJS particularly?
Yeah. Any section you read, any Bare Act you read. See, I don't want you to refer to anything. Bare Act is the thumb thing that you should read. Additional material I am providing you. In Bare Act, every section dissect what is actus reus and mens rea. Dissect it. In every section, because how this will help you? This will help you in understanding the section firstly. Secondly, this will also help you. Firstly, it will help you in understanding the section. Secondly, it will help you in your judgment writing. When you are judgment writing, when you quickly frame your charges, so you can just write the actus reus and mens rea. So it will help you in both cases. Dissect it and write it across your Bare Act that this is actus reus and this is mens rea. Okay, कोई भी section.
And so regarding CRPC?
CRPC, firstly, now CRPC again, since ideally what do? I start, if I had to start, I would have started with investigation. Then I would have moved on to the other section. So I would recommend you to do the same. Start with 350 154 to start with this 154 to 178 and then go on to 177 to 189 aroundish. Okay, first complete these two elements, then proceed further.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be teaching CRPC. Yes, Prerna.
Sir, could you please repeat the last sentence of the part which you dictated right now? I missed because of the network issue.
Which one? Array, I'll have to close it because next lecture is round the corner. Na? It'll end.
The last sentence.
I'll have to close it na. Which one? Which last sentence? I'll try to. कौन सा वाला? ये वाला?
No, sir. The starting part, even the shooting become only a mere conduct, whereas.
वो तो बहुत पहले है, वो तो नहीं हो पाएगा.
Can I repeat that one?
Yeah, repeat.
एक ही line है.
हाँ, एक ही line.
It is putting or attempting to put in fear is the actus reus, and while in section 383, putting in fear was mere conduct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. चलो, we'll.
Thank you, sir.
I'll call it a day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, guys.
Thank you,
Good night,
sir.
guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, sir.